Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. And so tonight is a bonus reading for Libra, and our card is the Knight of Cups from Tarot of the Abyss. Okay, sweetheart, you gotta go, my love. You gotta come up here, and you have to go over the chair there, or sit up there if you want. Okay, so let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. So immediately I'm seeing we have... It looks like the Emperor right here. You can see kind of in a seated position. Okay. We also have a primordial goddess, the fertility goddess right here. And what was the other thing? Oh, and the flower blooming here. Okay, and it actually reminds me of the dandelion when you blow on the little seed pod thing, and they fly away and get all over the yard. But you make a wish, right? So we have these three things, and I wanna look at this. So we do have a sense of that original mother. Right? The kind of source of all things, where all things came from and were then, configured into whatever they became. And then we have the Emperor. Okay, so there is an energy of kind of commanding elements within your life. I feel like there is a lot of creativity. There is this sense of building a world for yourself that is more than just kind of the surfacey stuff. Now, making a home for yourself and a place for your family, and having the job and the career that you want, and all these kinds of things, important things. But this is more like building the way that you perceive the world, the way that you exist within the world, how you travel through the world, how you how you allow your heart to be open or not, how you react to things, what kinds of thoughts go through your head throughout the day. What are you thinking about? What are you telling yourself? And so this is really not only the work of the Emperor, okay, kind of keeping the systems, running smoothly. But this is really truly the architect of one's own life, doing the sciences of your life, balancing things and deciding, how am I going to live today? Am I going to meet this day with love, hope, gratitude? Or am I going to meet this day with doom? Am I going to allow myself to be pulled into the depths of things? Am I going to, live my life feeling pretty sour about all of this? And now, I realize, I myself have some mental health diagnoses, so I'm no stranger to the effects of you know, brain chemistry and trauma and you know, the many other things that could cause us to have things out of our control. Okay, this isn't what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is, you know, in the average default kind of moments of our day, right? How do we choose to live? I mean, really, like how do we, you know, I think the big thing, and it is about a paradigm shift in your own life, but I think the big thing is somehow figuring out, and this is like maybe some of the deepest, most initiated work you can do, is figuring out how to both learn to have control in your direct life while also realizing you have no control over anything in life at all, right? To be in control of yourself while in an existence that is mostly chaos, right? And how to do that, I don't really know. A little bit, maybe I know, but not fully. But I do. I think this is really the work. I think you've come into a place where you see that so many days, so many hours, so many moments of your life ruled by feeling bad. I mean, upset, anxiety, rage, being let down, having expectations that were not met, and so on and so on and so on. I think that, you know, I look at the world we live in now, and we've always had this, and this is maybe partially what you know, has made humans so innovative, but it is that we're in competition with each other a lot. You know, we look at the neighbors and we think, oh, they really got, you know, a nice car. I'd like a car like that someday. Or, you know, whatever. They have a pool. Maybe one day I'll have a pool. And that's like that's the best case scenario, where we're thinking, oh, what can I do to work to get something, you know, or align my life in such a way where I can receive the blessings, you know, and do the work that gets me to that point. But so often now, especially because of the, you know, the way that we engage with one another, especially online, it is, I think, often that people look at how people, you know, they put this very curated, you know, image of their life out. We look at it and we think, my goodness, I'll never be able to catch up with that. I don't even know how to do, you know, how does somebody have such a clean house? How does somebody find so many things that match in their home? How do you have a home that is so so well decorated? You know, I mean, these are and you can tell what I've been thinking. I'm like looking at homes and I'm like, wow, these people are really good at, you know, making beautiful environments, you know. And so but it could be anything, you know. There's so many things: the way that we look, the way that we feel about ourselves, the way that we perceive others to feel about themselves, you know, their relationships, their family, their wealth, whatever. It's endless, isn't it? So, you know, I think that we get lost in all of this stuff, and it is something that it is so distractive. It corrodes our being. It really does. And then you think about how many moments in my life have I given over to these feelings. They absolutely take the steering wheel of your mind, of your body, of your spirit, and you're just locked into it. And it's like, I could have been doing so many other things. I could have been finding things that I cared about. things that made me feel good. It doesn't matter, you know, if the rich, popular people of my town are doing them. Who cares? You know, I could have been doing what I wanted to do. I could have been finding things that feed my soul, my particular soul. Doesn't have to be the same for anybody else, right? So I feel like this is a time where you're being kind of, not even to show, I think that you are showing yourself. This is something that is important. It's something to consider, and it's something to do something about. You know, and when I see the devil card, this is what I think of when I see the devil card more than any other thing, is breaking the chains of these kinds of torments that we have. This need to fit in, this need to compete, this need to, you know, outdo, this need to be seen, and you know, whatever it is, to fulfill, you know, quotas and standards that mean really nothing to anybody in the long term. You know, and so, yeah, I feel like this is an energy here, shifting into a place where it's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to not only make my wishes, my true wishes, but I'm going to see them through. I'm going to make the magic of my life. Nobody is stealing my joy, my ease, the happiness of my days, the little happiness. It doesn't have to be the bliss, the big joys running across I was thinking of The Sound of Music, with running up the hills and singing and all that. It doesn't have to be like on that level, but it's the little joys, the little happinesses, the ease of having a little bit less anxiety. Because you're doing things that nourish you. Everybody is different. We all need different things. And it comes down to figuring out what that is and being courageous enough to take care of those needs. You know, because so often, and this is what I've learned through spiritual paths, not only for myself, but for the many people I've met over the years, is that so often they're things that we really want, need, desire, so far off of the mainstream, or so far off of the prescribed, you know, of the prescribed meanings of value, of success, of you know, you're winning. And that's why so many people, they work so hard, they work themselves to the bone, and they finally get a little bit of what they want or thought they wanted, and it is empty. And it's heartbreaking. It devours your soul. Hello, TT. Oh, goodness. You got all claws in me. Now, we also have a big fish. Let's talk about this big fish. We also have it looks like a koi up here. So we do have abundance, longevity. Yes, and I know I just was saying it's not about the success and the winning. But when we have the fish, it really is about abundance. And so often, this is usually monetary or at least resources, okay? Things in the physical world that sustain you and your life, okay? So this is a big energy. I love you so much. Stop licking my face. She's trying to lick my lips while I'm talking. And I don't want that. I don't like licking face. I don't like the licking on the face there, honey. Okay, let's see. So we have it looks like a person right here meeting a dragon. And you can see the dragon right there. And I'm trying to see, what do they have? It looks like they're almost feeding the dragon. So I feel like we're in the year of the dragon. So this is about your year here. And I feel like there is a sense of really investing yourself, your time, your energies into this work that you need to do, right? That whatever it is. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think that there is a sense of really, this is going to be a year of change. Now we've come out of this really, it was a very trying and troubled period of time for a couple of years there. And we're still trying to figure it out. It's, things are still wildly chaotic in the world. And a lot of us are still feeling the effects of just everything that has gone on in the last 5 years. And, but I think this year is kind of getting back to this place of having a real vision for the future for ourselves. Really getting into a place where, I think there's a little room to breathe a little bit. But also knowing that things are not as they were before, and they maybe will never be again, likely not. We've had to adjust. And so, so many people have done that really well. And I think that you yourself have, come to a point where I think that you're really going to make a big shift here. Now, I wonder if you're maybe going back to school, or you're going to learn like a new skill set, or, maybe do something like retire. But I think really this will be a time where you're shifting out of the norm. You're going to be doing something different, and it's going to really be kind of like, if you could think of like investing in yourself, investing in your wellness. Okay, and it's not just about putting money into a piggy bank, right? No, this is really putting time, energy, and work into whatever your vision is, that for you to get into a place that feels well for you. Okay, so if that is, maybe you want to shift careers. Maybe you want to go back and just learning, taking classes. Maybe you don't have any idea of what you'll do with it exactly, but you know that you like to learn. So you're going to do this for yourself. Or maybe like this is time. Maybe it's a little early to retire, or maybe you've been, you've continued to work, late into retirement age. But now it's time that you need to, get a little more rest, hopefully, but also, spend some time doing the things that really matter to you. Okay. And it's not an easy decision, and it's actually, more and more, I think a lot of people aren't even going to be able to retire, possibly. But to rearrange your, the way that you're living in such a way that maybe there is a little more time for yourself. Okay. We also have an eye right here. So I feel like there is this real sense of kind of seeing things for what they are. I think you're being really honest with yourself about what's going on, what your needs are, but also just the reality of circumstances, and I think that part of this is turning away from trying to kind of live up to any kind of idea of you know, status quo, or you know, I don't, you know, just whatever, the kind of trying to keep up with the crowd, you know. And the older we get, I think, hopefully anyways, the less we do care what other people are doing, you know, just finding some things that really speak to you, things that you really enjoy doing. Okay, so we have a 21. And then we have 48 down here. So 21 and 48. Those seem important. Okay, and then we're going to go over here and look. Okay, let's see. Oh, now we have a little parrot. It looks like we have some rain. I feel like you have somebody in your life, maybe a child, maybe one of your children. They might be adults. But at least one of them is kind of like your mini me, right? And I feel like it's almost kind of lovely and delightful to see, you know, when their personality is so much like your own, but in the best ways. I feel like, you know, you've done a really good job here. And now maybe this isn't your child, but somebody you've helped take care in raising, or maybe this is even like a sibling or something, but this person is like one of your big soulmates of your life. And it's kind of uncanny how much you are alike. And I just feel like there's just a deep fondness you have for them. And it seems like maybe they have a little bit of trouble happening. Maybe something is going on that has them kind of blue. And I think it's important that you check in with them and spend time with them. Because I think that this is maybe somebody who isn't really great at expressing themselves, or at least they don't like to bother anybody. They don't, you know, they won't come to you to tell you about their problems or their worries, or, you know, whatever's going on, because they don't like to bother people. So I do think this is somebody that you should check in on. I think that's really important here. And just, like I said, spending some time with them if that is an option, okay? Okay, let's see. We have the Dreamer's deck, and we're just going to flip through here, and we'll stop where it feels right. And it says, I know that nothing bad lasts forever, even when my emotions tell me otherwise. I am never stuck. I am never stuck. Yes, you are not ever stuck. Never, ever, ever. Right, TT? She really, really is begging me to go to bed. I might just listen to her. All right, Libra, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I absolutely love you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you. Now, if you would be so kind as to like the video, that really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean the world to me. And that's it really for tonight. I think that's it. Yes, yes, yes. And I was trying to think. No, I think that was all. So, anyways, I love you. I thank you for spending this time with me. And we'll talk in just a few days. Take care of yourself. Good night, good night, good night.